Welcome to Daily Curiosity.
The program where we discuss an interesting topic and teach some useful English along the way.
Daily Curiosity.
For curious people.
Hello, and welcome back to Daily Curiosity. I'm Carl.
And I'm Jane. Carl, if you ever needed an organ transplant, would you prefer a liver from a 20-year-old or an 80-year-old donor?
Come on, that's easy. I'd definitely go for the 20-year-old. It's newer, fresher, and with fewer problems. It's like choosing a brand new phone over a 15-year-old one, where the choice is pretty obvious.
Most doctors used to think exactly like you, Carl. For years, livers from older donors were often rejected because of one big assumption: age equals damage. Alcohol exposure, poor diet, obesity, years of stress. Surely an older liver must be worse, right?
Sounds logical so far.
Logical, but wrong. A massive new study from the University of Texas has completely turned that logic upside down.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me an old liver can outlast a young one.
In some cases, they can. Researchers analyzed over 250,000 transplants and found 25 century livers that have survived for a total of over 100 years across both the donor and the recipient. The oldest one was 108 years old and still working.
108 years? That liver has lived through 2 world wars, the Spanish flu, and the invention of the internet.
Exactly. And here's the real twist. These century livers didn't just survive, they outperformed younger ones.
You want to say that the livers that reached 100 years actually survived longer than livers from much younger donors?
Yes. On average, the century donors were 84 years old when they died, while donors of livers that didn't make it to 100 were only 38.
That's a mind-blowing discovery. So it means age is really just a number. But why are these old livers so resilient?
The answer to that question is pretty simple. This is because they're biologically elite. These livers had already proven their resilience over decades, surviving infections, stress, and environmental damage. In other words, they weren't just old, they were exceptionally healthy, well-adapted organs with powerful repair mechanisms. What's more, scientists found they had lower levels of transaminases, enzymes linked to inflammation and injury. Studying these so-called super livers could help us find biomarkers to make all transplants last longer.
It's a great reminder not to underestimate the old livers.
Never, Carl.
Jane, let's look at the vocabulary from this medical breakthrough.
First, we have the collocation an organ transplant, which means replacing a failing organ with a healthy one from another person, often to save or improve their life.
Next, we have the word donor. A donor is a person who gives an organ or blood to help another person, often to save or improve their life.
The adjective we've used in today's episode for livers is resilient. It means being able to recover quickly from damage, stress, or difficult conditions. For example, we can describe these super livers as resilient because they survived decades of stress and injury.
Exactly. And finally, the verb underestimate. It means to think something or someone is less capable or important than they really are. For example, we shouldn't underestimate these super livers. Even at 100 years old, they keep proving their strength and resilience.
And that wraps up our vocabulary for today's topic of super livers and organ transplants. Thanks for joining us on Daily Curiosity.
Stay curious and remember, never judge a book or a liver by its cover. Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Welcome to Daily Curiosity.
The program where we discuss an interesting topic and teach some useful English along the way.
Daily Curiosity.
For curious people.